Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We have got Lori Horton back in the studio. Now, in our 6 o'clock hour, number one, I steered clear of the eggs, so we didn't have any mishaps there.
Good call.
And two, she began what we've put in here, strawberry cream cloud bread.
Yes.
But you said it's really just cloud bread, but we've added some, well, not me, I'm not involved in this at all. Lori has added some strawberry flavoring. That's why it's strawberry.
Yes, so we started out with our egg whites, and we just put those 3 egg whites in there, whipped them up, got them a little bit frothy. Anybody that's ever made meringue before will be very familiar with what I'm talking about on that. It just takes about 30 to 45 seconds in a very good high-powered mixer to get to that state. And then we added a little bit of white sugar, a little bit of cornstarch, and then a little strawberry jello, just the dry strawberry jello.
Not pre-made jello, just
not
the mix.
ready to eat, just the dry mix. And I'm going to hit this one more time. Once we added all of that, we're going to whip this to stiff peaks, and that's really important that it's really nice and stiff. Go super high, you can hear that, it's really going to town. And just give it a final mix on that, and that took about 3 minutes. So give me that, and you guys will easily be able to see this, what we've got on here is a really stiff peak. So it's just holding its shape on there. We can do that. I like to make as much noise as possible in here so you guys can be annoyed. Talk about pickleball noise. I can beat it every day of the week.
This is better though, because this is a good noise because there's delicious food coming out of this noise.
That's the end result, so that always makes it worth it. So when we bake this, we start with a parchment lined baking sheet, and what's really important, and I did again, I've done all of the missteps for you guys to sample this. I tried it without spraying the parchment and with spraying the parchment. You want to spray the parchment.
Okay.
Because this is going to be something that is a little bit sticky after it's done. So that gives it a really easy release. So we can take this entire batch and just spread it in a loaf on that. And that's kind of where I think we get the name of bread, because we make this little like loaf out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like, I mean, it's obviously meringue, but it looks like a little loaf of bread, you know?
And we bake that at a fairly low temp, 300 degrees for like 40 minutes. Comes out a little bit brown on top. Now, as I mentioned, it's Monday. Had some refrigerator issues at my house last night, so this is not as cool as it should be. And you can see, just like meringue, it's starting to sweat a little bit and bead, and that's what meringue does when it is not nice and chilled. So real important to keep this guy cool after the fact. But what I experimented with yesterday was turning this into cookies and a little bit of a simple macaron. And that is what I did. So when we come back on this last little bit, I'm going to show you how we can pipe these into some nice little cookie shapes, make some filling on them, and actually make some little sort of meringue macaron cookie sandwiches that will be delicious.
Now see, this is why Lori's the expert though, because I thought these were like sprinkles.
They're not.
They're definitely not. I had to take a second look, and now I realize, like, they're not
it's like
sprinkles.
it's little beads. It's just that little bit of moisture that starts to come out on meringue. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as it weeping or beading. And that's just kind of what meringue does. It's from that egg whites in there. And when it gets a little bit warm, it gets a little bit sweaty, just like the rest of us.
I've learned something. Well, Lori, stick around, because as she mentioned, we're going to finish this up here in just a few more minutes, and we'll be back right after this.